Live from the Scripps studios, this is 10 News.
New at 11, the Senate just approved that $2.2 trillion stimulus package to respond to the coronavirus. Good evening, I'm Steve Atkinson. It is an historic move to help American workers, businesses, and the healthcare system. Our 10 News anchor Kimberly Hunt joins us with the details. Kim.
Steve, this is a significant night for the country. In a 96-0 vote, the Senate met the challenge to approve a historic rescue package for the nation.
The fight has arrived at our shores. We did not seek it. We did not want it. But now we're going to win it.
Help is on the way. Big help. Quick help.
And the deal with this would give people earning $75,000 or less a $1,200 check plus $500 per child, and those earning up to $99,000 will get a smaller check. And the bill allows people to receive unemployment benefits for 39 weeks. Normally it's 26, with an additional $600 for 4 months. The bill also includes a $367 billion loan program for small businesses who don't lay off their workers, and big businesses also benefit. There's $500 billion earmarked for large corporations such as airlines and hotels. There's $100 billion for hospitals and our healthcare system, and money to help states offset their losses. And as we saw signs, an agreement was imminent. The Dow was up today, and we are hearing that the House will be voting on this aid package on Friday. Steve?
Can't come soon enough. All right, Kim, thank you. There are now nearly 300 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in San Diego County. The latest update shows local cases have jumped to 297. That is 55 more cases since just yesterday. That's the largest single-day jump yet. But county leaders have said to expect those numbers to continue to grow as more testing rolls out. The number of people being treated in the hospital has risen to 59, with 29 of those people in ICU. And the city of San Diego also announced a massive relief package for small businesses today, one of two big announcements for San Diegans hurting financially right now. The city council approved that multi-million-dollar relief package, as well as a moratorium on residential and commercial evictions through May. Mayor Kevin Faulconer also says they are making progress on providing shelter for our homeless community.
Today we moved nearly 100 women from the Father Joe's Village interim shelter and from Path Connections interim shelter to the lower level of Golden Hall, right next door. This allows us to free up remaining space for individuals in those shelters to meet the physical distancing guidelines. And staff continues to work on logistics for the convention center.
And the mayor also continued to encourage San Diegans to donate desperately needed blood. And we're getting new information about the cruise ships on their way to San Diego. Take a look now. This is video of the Grand Princess, which left yesterday. However, 2 other ships will disembark here over the next week, dropping more than 3,000 passengers. County medical expert Dr. Eric McDonald says that both ships have been at sea for more than 14 days.
And we know at this time there is no influenza-like illness on those vessels. So as they approach, as long as they have no other reported illnesses, they will not be representing any concern for San Diegans as they disembark, go to the airport, and go to their various homes across the country.
And Dr. McDonald also showed this graph, which details why it's so important to flatten the curve by staying home whenever possible. Without doing that, that blue line shows we'll overwhelm our healthcare system with more patients than we have hospital beds just by next month. Now, by taking these severe measures, we can move to the green curve where hospitals aren't overwhelmed and may reach capacity in May without going beyond our resources. And the Pentagon put a 60-day freeze on all overseas troop movement in response to the coronavirus. Our 10 News reporter Anthony Pruitt has more on how that would impact military personnel and their families.
The Secretary of Defense issuing a 60-day freeze-in-place order Wednesday meant to help stop the spread of the coronavirus. The move affects nearly 90,000 service members slated to deploy or redeploy overseas.
What that means is if you're a unit already deployed and you were scheduled just about to come back, you're going to stay where you are for 60 days. And if you're a unit that's just about to move, normally a deployment overseas, you're also going to stay home, going to stay where you are for another 60 days.
Mark Balmert is with the San Diego Military Advisory Council. He says the order could hold up some long-awaited reunions.
You know, we all mark calendars when we're deployed. A service member does, a family back home does, and you really start to anchor events around that return from deployment.
While it's unclear if this order will delay any local service members scheduled to return home, Balmert says it's a sacrifice military families understand.
It's a hardship, but it's what military people do when they raise their hand and swear to serve.
The order does have some exceptions, including patients and providers traveling for medical treatment. For ships already on their way back, they can return to the U.S. after first spending 14 days at sea. In addition, the Pentagon says the order is not expected to impact the drawdown of U.S. forces in Afghanistan. Anthony Pura, 10 News.
As of this morning, the Pentagon says that 220 service members have tested positive for COVID-19. Chula Vista City Councilman Steve Padilla is now in stable condition as he battles coronavirus. We got an email update from his daughter today. She says that Padilla remains on a ventilator in the ICU, but his doctors report slow but steady progress. Ashley Padilla says the hope is that her father has reached a turning point by now. She also says her father cannot wait to return to the work of serving people. And we have now received confirmation from the county tonight that there is a positive case of COVID-19 at an assisted living center in the College area. Stellar Care specializes in helping those with memory and assisted care needs. Right now, it's unclear if that person is a staff member or a patient at that facility. It's a concerning development in light of the national news out of Kirkland, Washington, where an outbreak of the virus at the Life Care Assisted Living Center led to at least 35 reported deaths. Scripps Health is temporarily closing a number of its clinics to better treat people during the coronavirus pandemic. The health system said that today its clinics in Coronado and Santee, as well as its bariatric and general surgery clinic in Hillcrest, they will close by the end of the week. Patients who normally go to Coronado will be redirected to Mission Valley or Torrey Pines. Santee patients will now go to Rancho San Diego, and those who go to the Hillcrest Clinic, they are being directed now to Del Mar. Scripps also encourages patients to use its telemedicine video services when possible. For the first time in history, the Hotel Del will also temporarily suspend hotel operations because of the coronavirus. This will go into effect tomorrow. The hotel's general manager says the virus is impacting business, and this decision is not a result of illness or confirmed cases at the Del. Guests are being notified of the closure, and anyone with upcoming reservations should contact hotel reservations and customer care for assistance. The coronavirus is forcing the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to close all of its temples all around the country. The Mormon Church made that announcement earlier tonight, and we are told there are nearly 7 million members of the church and 81 temples nationwide. There is no timeline for when they might reopen. More than 1,000 people have now died from coronavirus here in the U.S. as nationwide cases push past 65,000. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez reports doctors are even identifying potential new symptoms of this disease.
This makeshift morgue set up outside of New York's Bellevue Hospital as medical facilities across the country prepare for the worst. New York's governor saying they don't expect the number of COVID-19 cases to peak for about 3 weeks, adding that hospital beds and equipment are still in short supply.
We're exploring splitting, where one ventilator could do 2 patients.
Prince Charles among the growing number of people around the world testing positive for this novel coronavirus, the 71-year-old's symptoms said to be mild. The pandemic impacting people of all ages. In New York City, 46% of reported cases are in 18 to 44-year-olds. A 17-year-old boy from outside of Los Angeles now believed to potentially be the youngest person in the country to have died after contracting the virus. The CDC is still looking into his cause of death. death.
People have got to stay home. I am not going to lose another child in the city.
And in San Diego, 2 infants testing positive. Doctors explaining the symptoms patients are experiencing from this virus can vary.
But most often, fever, cough, and shortness of breath. I think the thing that's really interesting is that patients are also coming in with nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which isn't really something that we would expect with these respiratory illnesses.
And hospitalization rates have slowed since this weekend in New York City. Leaders believe that could be a sign that social distancing is working. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.